Hey pilots, this is Pete. This is your flight review of the WL Toys Seeker Quadcopter. First, before we get into this review, let's talk a little bit about these quadcopters nowadays. This quadcopter industry has really taken a boom, and there are so many different variations of these quadcopters on the market now, and the public and the industry actually has been calling these things, these quadcopters, drones. Essentially, they are quadcopters. The WL Toy Seeker comes in at the same size category as your DJI Phantoms, or a Phantom 2 or Phantom 3 size range. So as you can see, this Seeker is a very well-built quadcopter with the capabilities of carrying a GoPro Hero 3, Hero 2, whatever type of action type of a camera that you choose to actually use with this WL Toy Seeker. So let's talk a little bit about the Seeker. The reason why I like the Seeker right now is because the price point of this quadcopter comes in at a very, very well priced level. You have the different quadcopters on the market, like your DJI Phantoms, upwards of $1,000, and this quadcopter here, this WL Toy Seeker, has a price point of $600 when it first hit the market. And nowadays, this actual price of the Seeker has dropped to below $300. So now let's talk a little bit about the features and what this quadcopter includes. This is everything out of the box, ready for you to go and do aerial videography, aerial photography, pending you have your own action camera like a GoPro. You have your transmitter, 2.4 gigahertz transmitter included in the box. Your main quadcopter, it includes a 11.1 volt 3-cell 2700 milliamp LiPo battery, and it includes a wall 3-cell balance charger to charge your batteries as well. And then what's also included is the actual mount with dampeners for you to install onto the bottom of this quadcopter in the front here, and mount your GoPro type of camera. And if you choose not to use this mount, because this mount I believe only fits a Hero 3 to Hero 4, about the thickness here, you can use your own GoPro mount without the dampeners, and you can attach it to the bottom of this mount here. This mount is included, and it is in the box. Other than that, it does include a USB cable for upgrades, firmware updates and things like that, a little wrench for your propellers, and then an Allen key for your overall little screws on there holding the motors down and everything. A couple of things to take note before you do take this to the sky are, you'll notice that the propellers, they have different color propeller hub screws on here, and the reason why is they are different directional propellers. Keep in mind, a lot of people are getting these out of the box. The black colored hub screws here, these are reversed thread, which means that your regular left, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey doesn't apply here. It's actually reverse threads, so you're going to be going in the reverse direction to tighten these hubs. The silver hubs, the silver screws, are regular threads. This quadcopter, I've been flying it around, and at an under $300 price range, it is packed full of features here. It keeps it nice and simple. Your transmitter is nice and simple. And I'm going to talk really quickly about the transmitter, and a lot of people that are in the RC industry that's been flying airplanes, helicopters, they tend to not understand why the throttle stick on the left-hand side here, it is spring-loaded, so it always goes back to center. And the reason being behind that is when this quadcopter is in flight, anytime you release the stick, this drone will be hovering in that stationary position in one place. It will not rise, it will not fall, and that's a benefit because we're not usually using these quadcopters to be doing a lot of aerobatics or anything like that. We're interested in doing our own aerial videography and aerial photography. So anytime you're in a hovering position in the middle, it's going to hover. And then you can use your rudder stick basically to go left and right. I'm not going to use a whole lot of technical terms here. We're just going to keep it nice and simple. This quadcopter is GPS based. So on your controller, they have a really simple word on here that says turn back. And the turn back function on here basically means that it's a return to home function. I've tested this. This quadcopter is probably one of the better ones on the market with the return to home function. You literally could be anywhere and you flip that switch, this seeker will return back to where it has taken off from and descend at a very slow rate and sense the ground. There is a sensor in here that will sense where the ground is at and then land extremely soft and then shut the motors off automatically. So that's what the bonuses, the benefits of are with these quadcopters now. A lot of people don't have any flight experience, and yet they're going out to your local camera shops and you can pick up a DJI Phantom or along that line. But that price range is still well above there, and this is something to get you into this whole field of aerial videography and photography without spending that type of that amount of money. The battery has an XT60 plug, so if you do choose to change it out to Dean's plugs, that is capable as well, but you can purchase these batteries anywhere on the market. Doesn't have to be from WL Toys. The battery bay is right up front, and it is large enough to fit a larger battery if you choose. And then on the bottom, if you decide not to use this mount here, you can actually purchase some of the 3-axis, 2-axis gimbals on the market and then mount it to the bottom as well, and then carry your GoPro in that realm there. So below you have two violet, bluish, purplish color light indicators. Those are going to be your front, and then your back indicators are red, and they show up very well at night. And then it's kind of hard to see, but these little headlights, eyeballs here are kind of cool. They light up with white LEDs in there. Behind here, because it is sitting on a metal table and it's a little overcast here, this is your GPS LED indicator. You can see that it's flashing green right now. When you first power this up, that flashing green will be varying in different colors. If there is a flash of red in between, that means that it's not picking up enough, or it's lost one GPS satellite connection. So usually I wait for that to flash green without any types of red flashing in between, and then you're safe to fly. And when you power this up, you basically leave it on the floor, wait for this to flash green without any red intervals, and then you're ready to take off. So this again is the WL Toys Seeker. I know that the name is a little deceiving because it sounds like it's coming from a toy company, but this is a very high performance type of a multi-rotor that just absolutely flies great. I actually really enjoy flying this. Very low key, very fun to fly, and get you into this video portion of aerial videography and photography. Again, I would like for you to, if you're new to this drone industry, please go to modelaircraft.org, which is AMA, Academy of Model Aeronautics, and look up the guidelines, look up the rules. There are rules and guidelines to flying these. You're not, endless boundaries of flight as high as you want to go. There are guidelines, so please visit modelaircraft.org and familiarize yourself with the rules and guidelines of flying a multi-rotor or drone. So if you have any questions regarding this drone, this quadcopter, this multi-rotor, or any suggestions or comments of video reviews that you would like to see, or whatever you choose to say, there's a comment box below here. Please post there, and I'd love to hear from you, and I will definitely post responses to your questions. So now it's a little cloudy here. We're just going to go ahead and give you a flight review and an area review now of the Seeker, and take the Seeker to the sunny skies of cloudy Southern California. Okay, now that we're powered up here, we are going to actually go ahead and wait for the LED. As you can see, it's blinking green and then red in between. So we're going to wait for that to go completely solid green blink there, and that will indicate that it has picked up all of the necessary satellites. Okay, so we have a solid green blink there. We're going to go ahead and power it up. The sticks, we're going to go to the lower right hand and left hand corners, and that will power on the motors. Okay, we are powered on. Throttle up. And we are airborne. We got a pretty good gust here. And right now, it's pretty windy over here. And we're gonna just show you, I am airborne. I'm gonna let go of the sticks. And that is hovering in one spot right now without any stick input. The GPS hold on this Seeker is absolutely awesome. You basically now, when you're in this attitude and it's hovering and you have a camera mounted underneath, you don't have to use your left and right stick at all. If you wanted to pan, or if you wanted to rotate the quadcopter, we're just going to give it some real small stick movements, and you can see that the helicopter will rotate around itself. So that is giving you a 360-degree view of whatever you are filming. And then your right hand here, your right stick, is going to be your pitch and roll. So now if I pitch forward, she will go forward. I pull back on the stick, she's coming back. And then we have bank left, and then we have bank right. This helicopter, this multi-rotor is set up very docile, so if you jam the sticks around, you can kind of see that it's actually not reacting too much there. The reason being is this is really made for aerial videography, aerial photography, and that sort. And then if you want to sport fly it, let's go ahead and fly it around here. There is a function on the stick here on the left-hand side that says heading lock, and I never use that. It's basically a function for newer pilots, and I don't suggest using that. I suggest that these are so stable that you just stay low to the ground if you're learning, and then just learn your bases of flying this quadcopter with the regular four-channel function here. Again, my hands are off of the transmitter, and you can see that the Seeker is holding position right there. So we're going to do a throttle punch out, and we're going to go straight up here. So we're climbing. We're going to give it some inputs here and fly out of here. A little cloudy sky here, a little hard to see on the white, but again, what you're looking for are those lights underneath. Your red LEDs are the back, and then your violet bluish ones are the front. A little bit darker, they actually show up extremely well. So now let's just go ahead and have some fun, and just basically we'll just call this sport flying. So this is pretty much just sport flying. You can imagine if you have a GoPro mounted on here on a gimbal or not on the gimbal, you're now shooting aerial video and or aerial photos. You can see how smooth this multi-rotor, this quadcopter really is. I own DJI Phantoms. I had the Phantom 1, I still have my Phantom 2, and a Phantom 3 Professional. And for the price range, for under $300, you cannot beat this at all. This is, again, right there, hands off, stays exactly where you left it. The GPS lock is in position, and it's locked, and it's holding. This WL Toys Seeker it's a perfect vehicle for people that don't want to spend a whole lot of money, but yet still have a very high performance type of a multi-rotor to have fun with and then to shoot with. So now I'm just going to show you the return to home function. We'll get it out here a little bit. I know that the camera is going to be a little hard to keep up with it, but here we go. So the quadcopter took off from this position here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the turn back switch, and we'll watch the quadcopter come back, and I'm going to go ahead and let that the Seeker land herself. There we go. We flip the switch. You'll see the LED in the back of the quadcopter go red, and you'll see that the quadcopter will climb to an altitude before it starts heading back over here. So now we're going to back up a little bit, and the multi-rotor is coming back. My hands are still off the controller. I'm not touching it. We'll walk back a little bit, and here she comes here. keep in mind that it's going to be a few feet off of exactly where you took off from, but you know, it's the same way with DJI and every other multi-rotor that does have GPS space. So multi-rotor's coming down. I'm not touching the transmitter. And the Seeker has just landed herself, and shut the motors off. So this is the WL Toys Seeker. That was GPS locked in position, flipped the turn back switch, LED turns red, and the multi-rotor quadcopter came back to where it took off from and landed itself with no stick input from me whatsoever, and shut the motors off. So if you have any questions in regards to this quadcopter, go ahead and post them in the comment box below. I really enjoy flying this quadcopter. Very low key, very easy to fly, very durable. Propellers are replaceable, and just a joy to get in the air and do your own aerial videos and aerial photography. Again, my name is Pete. If you have any questions, comments, go ahead and post them below. And we're gonna call this a wrap here, and we'll see you on the next review.